Hello, hi everyone. This is Sreeja. Welcome to Skin or Real, where I talk all things skincare. So if you like skincare related content, then make sure that you subscribe. Likewise, you can also follow me on Instagram, where I post more regularly. So today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite skincare ingredients. One ingredient that has literally been my personal holy grail, and one active that I absolutely cannot live without. Honestly, if there was one active that I had to choose for the rest of my life, vitamin A or retinols or whatever you call it would be it. I am a huge fan of retinoids, and when I say retinoids, I'm broadly referring to all the different derivatives of vitamin A, be it retinol, cran-active retinoids, other form of retinol esters and things like that. So just keep this in mind. Whenever I say retinoid, I'm not only referring to prescription tret, I'm referring to all different derivatives of vitamin A because they are all amazing. So today's video is like a very personal to me because I'm going to share my retinoid journey with you all, and let me tell you, it wasn't very pleasant in the beginning. Of course, I'll be sharing pictures along the way for you guys to look at, and yes, my skin is doing pretty great right now and I'm so grateful for that, but it hasn't been always like this. And when honestly I started my skincare journey with retinoids, I experienced a horrible phase of purge that lasted for almost 6 months. So let's just start from the very beginning. I started my retinol after my 25th birthday, just for the purpose of aging gracefully. That was my goal. And honestly, at that point of time, I didn't have a lot of acne. Yes, I did have clogged pores, but that was it. Like, I had minor pore clogging here and there, but that was it. And then I think around that same point of time, I also started using few moisturizers that were not actually meant for my skin type, and that sort of increased the pore clogging. And then after doing that blunder, I started using a prescription retinoid. So of course, like, if you are new to your retinol journey, then I don't recommend starting with a prescription tret straight away. I recommend starting with other derivatives of vitamin A, like retinol, retinol esters and things like that, because they are much more gentler. And yes, they do take time to work, but then the dryness, the redness, the excessive peeling is minimized to a great extent. And with tret, it's like straight off slap on your face. Like, if I had to differentiate between prescription tret and other forms of variant of vitamin A, this would be all other forms of vitamin A, and this would be tret. Like, that's the difference. Now looking back, I think I started my prescription retinoid around 2020, September 2020 or August 10, 2020. I don't remember very clearly, but it was somewhere around that time only. Initially, when I started it, it was okay. I did not experience a lot of, say, acne breakouts. Yes, there was dryness and redness, but I don't know what happened after a month. I started breaking out everywhere. Like, my entire face was filled with acne. Now, I'm not saying that I started breaking on areas where there were no clogged pores. Yes, I did have minor pore clogging almost everywhere because of the wrong moisturizers that I used. And that sort of led to that kind of retinoid purge. And my purge was sort of very angry. Like, I'm telling you, there was a time when I was not able to click selfies or not even able to, like, take pictures without looking at all the acne spots and marks on my face. It was really bad. I think from September, October, November, it was really bad. I was breaking out like crazy. I had a lot of acne marks, PIE and PIH. And there were so many times when I really wanted to give up using retinol, the prescription tret, because I was like, I can't do this. And I was never used to looking at my skin like that. Yes, I have suffered from acne since I was 13, but it has always been mild to moderate acne for me. I have never experienced this level of crazy breakout. When in my teens, my skin was okay, like with mild to moderate acne, and over-the-counter medicines were able to take care of it, but that was about it. However, with retinol purge, it was very different. Nothing seemed to help. And the worst thing about the purge was that you really have this temptation to add more ingredients. There's a temptation to exfoliate your skin, and but I knew that doing all this would damage my skin or would compromise my skin barrier, so of course I refrained from it. And honestly, people pointing out at your acne or your relative telling you that, oh, what has happened to your face, doesn't really help. I mean, I know, they don't mean any harm, but honestly, sometimes, they don't realize the kind of impact it can have on the other person. I mean, of course, nobody prays, like everyone prays for a good skin, right? We don't pray that, oh God, please wake me up with a zit in the morning. I think, and that was the first time when I saw literally everyone who I met physically pointed out towards my face and saying, oh, you always had clear skin, what happened? And then there was this whole thing where I had to explain them about my retinol uses, purge and things like that, which now when I look back, I don't think there was any need. And honestly, if I ever purge again, I would honestly not care. But yes, at that point of time, I did care a lot. And especially because when I am in the industry where there's so much pressure to and especially because I know it's my profession, and then there are people who will tell you, oh, how can you break out, so much about skin, you help people with their clear skin, so how can you break out? But I'm sorry, that's not how things work. It's not like if you're a doctor, you're never going to fall ill. It's as simple as that. So even I have good skin days and then I have bad skin days. I think December was the time when my skin sort of started to settle in. The purge sort of started to settle in. Yes, there was few breakouts here and there, but I could see a drastic change from when I started. The number of clogged pores started to reduce, and I think by Feb and March, I was able to get my clear skin. I, of course, incorporated vitamin C in between to take care of my PIE and PIH. And yeah, that was it. And now I'm completely off prescription tret because it was making my skin really dry. I now use retinol serums because, yeah, retinol serums are now enough for me, and prescription tret sort of was really drying out my skin. It's like my entire skin changed from being oily to acne prone. It became dry. So that was the reason. And yeah, I don't think, you can see from the pictures, that my purge period wasn't easy for me. But I do have few valuable points that I would like to share with you guys before I end the video. Starting with point number 1, when you start using any vitamin A derivative and you have clogged pores and acne prone skin, please be prepared for that purge mentally before you get onto it. If you have an important function coming on or an event, please start your retinol after that, because you don't want that purge to go crazy on the day of the event. So that is number 1 thing that you should keep in mind. Number 2, yes, with retinol, it definitely gets worse before it gets better. So you need to stick to it. You need to have that patience. And when you are using vitamin A, you need to minimize your skincare routine. Please don't start using a lot of actives. I know it's going to be really tempting where you'll be like, oh, I should add BPO. For my big pustules, I should also add BHA, AHA for exfoliation. I should also add vitamin C, everything in one go. But honestly, it's going to severely compromise your skin barrier. So keep your routine very simple. For me personally, ceramide-based moisturizers have helped so much. If you're not allergic to ceramides or you don't find them pore clogging, then definitely including a ceramide moisturizer will help you a lot, because retinol is sort of irritating for your skin, and ceramides help repair your skin barrier. So I believe overall they are a great combination. Now moving on to my third point, and that is sunscreen. If you're starting retinol for aging gracefully purposes and you're not wearing sunscreen, honestly, it's not going to help. So please wear a sunscreen no matter what. Retinol increases the cellular turnover of your skin. So that means your skin is shedding dead skin cells at a faster rate, which basically makes you more prone to sun damage and pigmentation. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to say that, by using acids, you're making yourself prone to sun damage. It just basically means that the dead layer of skin cells sort of gives a minimal protection. And when that protection layer is gone, you need to be even more rigorous with sun protection. So of course, be very careful with that. I think when I started my retinoid, I used to apply and reapply my sunscreen at least 3 times in a day, and that really helped minimize acne scarring. Thankfully, I don't have any acne scarring, maybe 1 or 2, but that's about it. Most of the PIA and PIH, they are really easy to take care of with topical skincare. But acne scarring, you would need to get procedures done for the same. So yeah, be mindful of that. Another thing I want to share with you guys is that, this world is going to point out to you that something is wrong with your skin, and there will be days where you're going to feel so low, but don't let that acne stop you from having fun. I know it's easier said than done. Even now, when I break out, I don't really think about it too much. Yes, of course, it does, everyone wants a clear skin, but that should not be the only thing. Like, your breakouts are a part of your life, but it's not your entire life. So your breakouts should really not stop you from doing things that you always wanted to do. Or if you have an important event coming up, please don't think that, oh, you should just skip going to it altogether because you're breaking out, because trust me, you are much more than your skin or your breakouts. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about today is that, like, if you want to start your retinol journey because you are really impressed by the transformation that I just showed you, and you think, oh, you can also achieve the same results, please don't be tempted to do so, because start your retinol journey only when you are comfortable, when you're mentally prepared. It's not like that, it's always going to work for you. Your skin is very different than my skin, and what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. I highly recommend that if you're starting a retinol in your skincare routine, correct guidance is very important. Seek professional help. Don't just randomly pick up any retinol serum in the market and start using it, because this is where it can all go wrong. There are different variants, there are different formulas, and you need to be sure the variant that you're picking works for your skin type. Otherwise it can really irritate your skin. And yes, don't be just tempted to do things because you saw amazing transformation results online. Only add a retinol in your skincare routine if you need it. If you have acne, you can definitely benefit from using a retinol based product. And if you want to start your aging gracefully routine, vitamin A is the best ingredient for the same. It's the one that is backed by research and hands down one of the best actives that is available in skincare. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you're using a retinol in your skincare routine, then I would love to know how you started it. Please feel free to share your retinol journey with me. And whatever, like, I would like to compile 3 of the best, like whatever the journey that sort of touches my heart, into an Instagram post and share it with the world, just to help people sort of start their retinol journey. And yes, of course, also please feel free to share your tips as well, because that is something which I feel would be really helpful. Yeah, and as always, if you find my videos informative and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please consider subscribing. I will see you next time. Bye.